Okay, so today I'll be showing you how to remove your pinion gear on your Traxxas Stampede 4x4. And the tools you'll need is a Allen wrench, or a screwdriver, to undo the screw that keeps in the nut for the motor mount, another Allen wrench to take off the motor, and one last Allen wrench to take off the pinion gear. So I will be switching to a 16-tooth pinion gear. So I'll be using a Traxxas 16-tooth pinion gear and 48 pitch. So let's get started. So first I have to take off this screw that will hold on the motor plate. I can just fit my Allen wrench in there. And you want to be sure to not lose the nut that is right in there, because if you do, you'll have a very hard time getting that out, and it is not fun. So I have done this before, and I lost it, and it was not very fun. And I will be switching out from the 9-tooth. No, I believe it's a 9-tooth. But feel free to correct me in the comments. But I'm not 100% sure. I will find out when I take off the pinion gear. So this is a decently long screw. So it takes a couple seconds. Well, not seconds, but minutes to get it out. So once you can feel that you can loosen it with your hand, you should do that. And then once that is out, it's a pretty long screw. So, and you want to be sure to not lose the two washers on here. So now you can take out the motor. And all you do is you pull on this end of it, pull out and up, and then lift up, and it will come all out. So there are two screws holding the motor on, and this is the pinion gear, and it looks like it is a 9-tooth. Oh, and that's not good. You can see that that's very loose, which I probably should have fixed. And so this notch right here will go into, there is a little screw right there, and that is what hooks onto that to hold it in. And there is a plate down in there that this notch will also go into. So right now I'm just going to go and remove the motor plate with this screw. And it's pretty easy to come out, so it's not that long. But if you lose one of these, it's pretty unique to have a motor plate that has a screw head like this. To have a screw head like this. So it's kind of it's not a button head. It's the complete opposite. So the two screws will come out. As you can see, I got a little rust on the pinion gear. So after that comes out, sorry for all the fingers, it's kind of hard to not have them. So once that's out, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this off, because I got a lot of dirt in there. Real quick. WD-40 works the best, but I don't have any with me right now. So, but that's just the tip. And so this is I believe a 1.5 millimeter set screw or grub screw. That was also very loose. So after you have that out, just slide it right off. And it was a 9-tooth, if the camera can pick that up. Right there. It says it 9. So I can reuse that on another truck that I want a lot of acceleration on. But, so this is the pinion gear that I will be using now. 16. right there. So I'm just going to slide this on to the motor. I have to loosen the grub screw a little bit. So after that's loosened, you can just slide it right on. Well, first you have to put on the motor plate. So line it up with the holes right in there. If I can find them, right there. Just hold that and then put your motor screws back in. And just tighten it back up with the Allen wrench that you took it off with. It's kind of dark. I don't have the best of lighting, but it'll work. So I'm just filming this with an iPhone, and it works pretty good. So I might eventually be getting a better camera, but for now it works okay. So it's not terrible, and it can film in HD, so it works. So I'm just going ahead and putting the other motor screw in, not tightening the first one all the way, and then after I get that in, I can tighten it all the way, and then I will apply even pressure on the other side. And you might want to put a little bit of Loctite in here from the vibration, but if your truck is pretty new like mine, you don't really need to have that. So I'll put the pinion gear back on, try to find the flat part of the motor. So once that's on, you can just tighten that. Tighten the grub screw, or set screw, and that is tight. And I recommend putting Loctite in there too. And you're just going to go ahead and put this notch right there into the little part right there. So sometimes it takes a little time, but I've done this before, so it shouldn't. So just get that right in there. Push that down. And that's a pretty good mesh that I have right there. So I'm just going to keep that, slide it to make sure it's good. Yep. And then put the long screw with the two washers on it. Make sure you don't lose those. Focus. Right there. Back in where it was. So this has a adjustable, I don't know if you can see that, but it has a adjustable slot where you can have a bigger, smaller pinion gear. So that comes in pretty good handy. Okay, if I can just balance the camera again. So find the hole, and then, great. I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers and grab that out real quick. Okay, got it. Still making sure I didn't lose the two washers. So, get that started. And I did not lose the nut that is in there, so that will have no problem of going in. So, there. And I'm just going to move the wires out of the way and tighten that up. And after you're done with that, you're pretty much done. You would normally have a motor, like a gear guard, right on here, but I took mine off for easy access to see if something like slipped out or something. So I'm just going, I actually don't have Loctite with me right now. I might check a little bit later to find some, so I can put some on the grub screw. But with this, it's not really necessary because it's not the highest power motor that I have. So I'm not too worried of it flying off. So that's pretty much it, and I will see all you guys next time.